Finn McKenty left his channel and abandoned his audience in the most egotistical and narcissistic way that I could even imagine. And today, I'm gonna get into all of that on the Slop channel. But before I do, hey, hi, hello, my name is Dan Frampton, and this is the art of slop. On my main channel, I've documented the downfall and the grifting of the YouTuber known as Punk Rock MBA, aka Finn McKenty, over the last couple years. And this year, Finn McKenty felt that it was time to hang up the old camera and retire from YouTube. And he did it in the same year that other big YouTubers have done it, in sort of similar circumstances of reaching their goals and moving on to other things. But the way that Finn McKenty did it is that of a snake and that of a slime ball. So today we're going to examine how Tom Scott left his channel, how Matt Pat left his channels, and then we're going to juxtapose that with how Finn McKenty chose to leave his audience. But before we do, we might as well just get into a little bit of context over here. Finn McKenty is a punk rock channel, or at least that's what he'd have you believe, because the name of his channel was Punk Rock MBA. But mostly, he read Wikipedia articles about bands and summarized it as video essays on a weekly basis. It was the most trash content that you could possibly make. It was one step away from being AI garbage. And it turns out he didn't care about it the whole time. He was grifting all for the money. Very weird thing to do on YouTube. So I gotta make it clear, I have no problem with leaving your channel, moving on to other projects, finding something more fulfilling in life. You know, that's all very humble, honest, cool stuff that I can respect. So first, we're gonna take a look at how Tom Scott left his channel. Tom Scott is a much bigger channel than Finn McKenty could even dream of being. This guy has 6.5 million subscribers, and he had one of the coolest channels imaginable. He was the kind of guy that would just immerse himself in whatever. He would go to a place, he would do a thing, he would document himself doing that thing, either becoming a professional wrestler or an astronaut. Whatever the case may be, Tom Scott was willing and ready to take his audience along for this journey. After 10 years, when he knew it was time to move on, he made this entire video called "After 10 Years, It's Time to Stop Weekly Videos."
Thank you to you watching and to everyone who's helped along the way. I did think that I should end this with a big, syrupy, sentimental, self-indulgent montage and head off into the sunset. And you know what? Just this once, for the first time in 10 years, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Not crying! Anyway, you get it. I can't play the full thing. That would be stealing content. I'm gonna chop this up a little bit. You gotta go watch the entire 8-minute video. It is wonderful. It is how you do self-indulgence and celebrate your channel and the journey that you've all been on together. This thing over here puts me in an emotional state every time I watch it. I don't feel like I'm being abandoned. I don't feel like I'm being left behind. I feel like the journey that we've all been on together is being celebrated and it's time to move on. That's the way life cycles are. You know, things live, things die. Things breathe, things stop. It's just how things go. And this video by Tom Scott is so emotional. Such a beautiful way to say goodbye to his audience, and such a fulfilling way at that. Very creative, cinematic, personal, humble, and relatable while he's dangling from a helicopter. This thing is absolutely incredible. Thank you for everything, Tom Scott. Thank you for all the videos. Thank you for all the stuff that you've done. Absolutely wonderful time to be on the same platform as you. You've left it in a good spot, and I'm ready to take it from here, okay? As the drama slop commentator, that you were way above, okay? There's a huge difference between what I do and what Tom Scott did. The next creator that we lost this year is MatPat. And look at this still image over here. This video is another video that I can barely watch without getting emotional. And the title of this video is called Goodbye Internet. And I was here for the entire MatPat game theory journey. And to be on this journey with him and to have him sitting there at 20 million subscribers, this video having 20 million views, him doing what he did in the most genius, humble, down-to-earth way that I could even imagine. MatPat, I'm not ashamed to admit it, is a genius. And it's well known in the industry how good he is at this stuff and how smart he is. He basically consults the biggest of the big out there in the media world on how to do this correctly. His 4-channel system is something that I want to emulate, but as a commentary channel, this guy over here, MatPat, and all 4 of his channels, absolutely groundbreaking, legendary, influential, entertaining, educational, the whole 9 yards, all delivered by the most wholesome person in the world. This guy's a theater nerd. This guy is just someone who's passionate about video games. Like if he saw a woman's ankle, he'd be like, oh my god, that's a little bit taboo, is it not? It's a little bit too much ankle. If you weren't on this journey with MatPat and to see him sitting here as fashionable as he is, you don't know the journey that this guy's been on. He was the nerdiest of the nerd, and here he is sitting as a millionaire, as a professional, as somebody that people look up to, a role model. And here he is crying to his audience, being like, I'm not leaving you, I promise this still means so much to me. I'm still gonna be here behind the scenes, and we're running the channels the exact same way as always, just with new hosts. But MatPat, after putting in all these years, it was time to move on to other things. And just like we got a taste of that Tom Scott one, this is how MatPat said goodbye to the internet.
Why am I doing this now? Why am I making this announcement today? Why am I walking away from the channels? Well, to be honest, it was Tom Scott. You can blame Tom Scott. Tom just did his farewell video, and I'm like, well, he was able to do it. I want to be able to fly away in a helicopter.
Man,
obviously,
I can't.
that's not it.
Dude, I can't.
But really,
I'm not crying.
my reasons
Holy
for making
this shit makes me emotional.
is probably largely the same as Tom's reasons, or Seth Everman's, or Captain Sparkles, or Papa Meats, or Stampy Longheads. Like, there's a lot of these videos that are coming out these days, and there's going to be a lot more happening throughout this year. Steph and I have known this video would be coming for the last 3 years.
Okay, so we're not gonna watch MatPat cry and then subsequently me cry for the next 20 minutes or whatever, but you get the idea. And at the very end of it all,
Thank you for watching.
thank you for watching, in tears, takes off the lapel mic, sets it down. Good God, just an emotional ride, you know what I mean? Not only does he love and respect his audience, he values his audience. He understands the audience's appreciation of him and the content and knows exactly what all of this means. The journey of him starting these game theory videos with an idea of merging video gaming and educational content to put up on YouTube, the land of the edgelords, and then to succeed far greater and wider than anybody could have even imagined. This is the guy that YouTube is all about. And although I'm not as cookie cutter and I'm not as wholesome as a MatPat out here, it's because of guys like this, because what they're able to achieve, that inspires me to keep going, even though I know I am not the same intellectually, creatively, or anything as these people. Just seeing what they have accomplished is so inspiring to just a slop commentator like myself. And that leads us to the most recent creator to say goodbye to the internet and abandon his audience. And I'm saying abandon this time because it's McKenty. I did a video over on my main channel where I go into the whole thing, so if you want to get into this drama, go over there and watch that video right now. Otherwise, you can just search his name on YouTube, and there's so many people roasting McKenty right now. It's a slaughter fest out there. And just keep in mind how we just said goodbye to Tom Scott, how MatPat said adios over here. Just keep those images in mind as you hear McKenty talk in this next clip that I'm about to play for you.
I don't have any plans to do anything on YouTube. I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. Our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to, you know? So I don't have to keep making videos videos about System of a Down.
I don't really have any interest in music. Our time on this earth is limited. I only did it for the money. And in the full interview, the interviewer asked him, so it was like strictly transactional for you? There was nothing about this that you enjoyed ever? And Finn McKenty goes, nah, hated it. He purely did it for the money, and he didn't make a video. He stopped making videos actually a couple months ago without talking to his audience whatsoever. And the way that he addressed it is in this interview with Jesse Lee on another channel where he couldn't even like get his own camera to function properly. I was just doing it for the money and I have no interest in music together is a crazy thing to say when you've been running a music channel on YouTube for the last 5 or 6 years over here. And in my video that I go into all of this, I say that all of this is a cope, and basically the real reason why I think Finn McKenty is leaving the internet is because he can't take criticism. But because this is what he admitted to, I had a feeling it was too good to be true, but his official Wikipedia for a little bit marked one of his official occupations as grifter. Think that that's hilarious, but it has been edited since. Tom Scott dangling from a helicopter saying goodbye. Matt Pat emotionally crying on camera. Finn McKenty admitting to being a grifter and only doing it for the money and not having any interest in music whatsoever. Now, having a job is fine and doing stuff for money is fine. But the whole thing about YouTube is it's a creative thing where your audience goes along for the journey with you. There's a reason why Matt Pat is crying. There's a reason why he's emotional over here. There's a reason why Tom Scott is emotional here. There's a reason why he's making this video. He knows the connection with the audience. He feels the connection with the audience. I don't think Finn McKenty feels anything. Everything that he's saying over here is that of like a complete narcissist. Just somebody going into it purely black and white for the business money sake of it. And now he's on LinkedIn charging $1,000 per video chat if you want to learn how to grow yourself on YouTube too. Hey, you want to learn how to grift? Join the Finn McKenty Grifting Academy over at LinkedIn.com. But really, this guy left the internet because he can't handle the criticism. There are so many videos out there, none of which are taking his side except for one content creator who I'm not going to mention right now. Somebody is taking his side right now, and I think that that is wild. To take the side of the admitted grifter. Craziness. When you're on YouTube, I've been doing this for years, bro, you have to find a balance of the stuff that people want to watch and the stuff that you want to make. Every single topic that comes up, you gotta weigh, how much do I care about this? How much do I want to make a video about this? How much will this get clicks? And if you can pros and cons that out to being like, oh, there are more pros to make this video than cons, then you go ahead and make the video. But to say that it's purely for the money and that you never cared about music is ridiculous. And on his way out, he just like totally scorched earth, burned down the entire bridge, spoiled his trust with his community. I don't know if he could come back from this even if he wanted to, but Tom Scott would be welcomed back with open arms. Matt Pat would be welcomed back with open arms. Not Finn McKenty though. Guy's a little snaky weasel boy. And like I was saying, I have a whole video on my main channel about this situation, so if you want more details about it, it's there. I also jumped onto the Punk Rock Review channel earlier today for a long form discussion, podcast style, about this topic. So go check that out if you want to see that too. But until then, that's where this drama is. Thank you so much for watching. Until my next upload, watch another upload. Take care and have a good one.